Okay, so now that you have your skeleton done, you're going to put that aside. You're going to take the fabric that you made. If you did not make fabric because you were not here that day, you're just going to take a plain piece of paper like this. It's fine. I want to cut this in half, making two really long pieces. So I'm going to fold it first so I know exactly where to cut. And I'm going to cut right there. Let me speed that up. Okay, so now I'm gonna, I have two long pieces. I'm going to demonstrate for girls first. So if you're a girl, you're gonna either get one of these cones. If I have enough for everybody, everybody will get a cone. If not, then you'll get papers that are twisted into a cone shape. So I wanna see how far up this will go. You want a little bit of the bottom skirt. So let me just show you this again. So this is our example that I actually got from an artist in Mexico that did Day of the Dead for a living. So all of these are folded into kind of an accordion fold, but not quite an accordion fold. And there's lots of layers. That's why we cut our long pieces of paper in half so that we do have layers if we want for them. So I think I want it to be about up here. Now that gives me some space on the bottom for the skirt to flare out a little bit. Maybe like an inch, maybe an inch and a half. No more than that. So what I want to do is I want to fold this in a way that it's kind of an accordion, but it also progresses. Like if we just did an accordion fold for the whole thing, then it would just be in one long accordion fold that's straight out here, but we want this to progress a little bit. So I want to do an accordion fold, then skip a little space, then do another accordion fold. This is not easy, so if you have a hard time with it, it is not easy. So this accordion fold opens like that. This part is like almost double what the actual fold is. So then I'm skipping a little space and I'm doing the bend again with my fingers. And mine's a little off from lining up perfectly. It's fine. Only if it's a little off. If it's too much off, then it's too much off. Okay, so I'm gonna fold that on the back like that. So each fold goes a little further. I'm going to skip a little space and fold that. Trying to line up the top, trying to line up the bottom. So let me go on fast mode here. So when you are towards the end, you want to pick it up, put it next to your piece and see how it goes across. This is gonna be good. It's probably gonna overlap a bit. So I'm just gonna finish up the end a little bit. Also, if you want to try to do a little bit more advanced, you can have like a triangle shape that you fold. And then on the back, when you're folding, you have you're just going straight pretty much when you're on the back. But then on the front, you can have that triangle shape again, and that gives you a little curve to your fabric, which is paper. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. I am going to now lay this on my desk however it can lay. Make sure that the folds are pretty well folded if you want to go over them again. Notice some of them are really close together, some of them are pretty far apart. Doesn't make a big deal at all. So now you want to get a color that might show or might not show. So blue probably wouldn't be a good color for this design. I'm going to get red. But whatever color you get, if you wanted to get blue with this kind of design, that's fine too. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to pull off a little bit, and I'm going to try to make this so that half of it is on the paper and half of it is stuck to my desk. I'm not doing a good job. I'll show you. So some of it is stuck to my desk, but not half. Now, if you have half and half, like over here is pretty much half and half. If you have that, that's pretty good. If you don't, like over here, this is not stuck to my desk at all. It's all paper. So I can go back and I could do another piece of tape right next to it, okay? That overlaps this just a little bit, and then it sticks to my desk just a little bit. Now I'm going to lift this up from the desk very carefully because I don't want anything to come off. Now I have that little skirt that I can stick onto here wherever I want to stick it on. So I wanted it to flare out a little bit at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and start at one end. Doesn't matter which end you start at. And I'm going to make sure that all of this is covered. So this goes over that just a little bit, but all of that has to be covered. And however much it flares is however much it flares. Notice to make this straight, it's a curved shape on the cone. So I have to just overlap the tape a little bit and make it straight. Now there's not enough, I don't think there's enough fabric right here, so I'm actually going to overlap the tape right here so I get more fabric in that little area. Okay, now I'm going to go around, going around, I'm going to get a little bit more, so I'm overlapping that little area here. Nobody's going to see that. Going around, I'm going to overlap this a little bit, and I'm coming back to the front. So however you make it fit is however you make it fit. If you don't have enough that goes all the way around, that's fine too. You can fix it with your second piece of paper over here. So I'm going to tidy this up right here just by putting a piece of tape over it. Wherever it's sticking out, I'm going to put a piece of tape over it. And I'm making sure that I'm really pressing down on this so that it's pressed on the paper and it's really pressed on the cardboard, okay? That makes your life so much easier when you can do that. So then, that's my first layer. So that's like pretty much this right here. So this is my first layer of my skirt. I'm gonna take another piece of paper, maybe a contrasting piece of paper. I'm going to cut this probably a lot less than half. So let me do that on high speed. So with this one, if you saw in the video, you could see that it was a lot more curved. So I have less folded on this side than I have on this side. There's a lot folded on this side. So I'm going to take some tape. And remember, sometimes you see this tape, sometimes you don't. So pick the color that you like, that you think goes with your outfit. So I'm going to go ahead. This is harder when it's on a curve. So I'm putting little pieces of tape, because I want to keep those folds in there. I want to make sure those folds are secure and don't come undone. And then if I need more tape when I'm putting it on the actual person, then that's fine. Okay, so I have these pieces of tape. I have this skirt. I'm going to go ahead and try to attach it to here. Now maybe I want it way up here. How much of your bottom skirt do you want showing? So I'm going to put it about here. I think that's a good place. And I'm going to go around. Now I'm definitely going to need more tape on here to secure it because it's not that secure. So, ooh, this is perfect. It just comes around and overlaps just a little bit. So that's good. Love to see that. And now I'm going to get some tape to secure it more. Don't worry about using too much tape. I'm going to go around the top. Remember, this is still a cone shape, so I am folding it in a little bit where I need to fold it in a little bit. Okay, and I'm pressing very hard. I'm pressing hard on the paper so it doesn't come undone. I'm pressing hard on the cardboard cone so that it doesn't come off the cone. So now I have a 2-tier skirt, okay? So you can be done with a 2-tier skirt. You can do another little skirt if you want. She has a little skirt up here that she did. So you can do that if you want. I'm gonna keep it like this. If I wanna change that color, all I have to do is put tape over the top to change that color. So that's not a big deal either. I have the rest of this. If I wanted to do a little tier skirt, I could do that up here, or the rest of this is for the top as well. We're not doing that today. We're only doing the skirt, and you might not finish the skirt part today. That's fine. You can, however, put your person in there to see how it looks. So I'm going to straighten out that leg. Actually, I'm going to straighten out both of these just to get it through that little hole. Got to straighten it. Okay, so I'm gonna put the big one in first, stick it through, put the 1-tier one in there and see how it is. So my person comes up way further. Like I could either cut these shorter, or actually that's not even a foot yet, so I could make it more of a foot. I could just bend them under if I wanted to. Or I could make more of a skirt using this as the waist. Using this as the waist, I could make another tier of the skirt way up here. So totally up to you. Remember, you have to have space for your head. Some of you left just a tiny little space so that you have no neck. Once your head goes on, it takes up the whole neck. So that's probably going to be a problem. Now for the boys. For making a boy, what you're going to do, I'm going to pretend that this is my paper. Yours is way easier than the girls. That's why I keep it till last. I am going to take my person and see how long their legs are. So it's pretty much right here is the length of my leg. I'm going to go ahead and fold that and go over to here so that I have 2 legs of the same length. All right. So now I'm going to take this paper. I'm going to cut it right here. Very quickly cut. Yours is not going to take as long as the girls, so you don't have to have a ton of time to do it. So I'm going to take it down over here. If the design is on this side, I want to roll it on this side to however fat of a pant leg that you want. These are your pants. So I'm going to roll it over here. And right here is my middle, so I know I'm going to bend it right there. And if the pant legs aren't quite, I'm going to adjust that so that they are the same length right here. You can take a piece of tape that's the same color as yours, or a piece of tape that is a different color if you want it to add to the design. So I could have like blue rings around my legs on the bottom or something. So whatever color you want to use, whatever color works for you, that's fine. You're going to go ahead and tape the bottoms so that they stay curled up. Okay, so then I have this. This is probably going to be the front, so I want that blue to go all the way around. So let me just connect those. Connect this. Because wherever this seam is, that's probably going to be the back. Okay, so now I have my person. I have my 2 legs. I am going to cut through just one side of the loop. So this is my loop. This is the front. I'm going to cut through that so that it only goes halfway through this roll, I guess. And it's the half that's on top when you fold it. So now I have space for my legs to go in through those holes. Okay, so I have those holes right up here. That's where my legs go in. So I'm going to go ahead, put these legs in here like so. And those are my pants. So now I just have to make a little belt out of tape. Whatever color tape you want to use is fine. So you can really bunch it up so that it's very, very skinny, because skeletons are super skinny. or you can leave it a little thicker. That's fine too. So I'm gonna put this in, and I'm gonna make sure that I press all over the paper, press all over the wire, press all the tape to itself. So now I have pants. So that is super easy. You guys, or super simple, not super easy, but super simple. You guys can figure out what you're gonna do for the top of this next week. You can go to the glue guns. You can keep on designing your head. You can design more of your pants. You can put your head on if you, actually I wouldn't put your head on yet because you have to design all of this. It's probably gonna go over there. So forget about that part. So you can design your head a little bit more if you haven't designed your head all the way. You can figure out, you can sketch out what you're gonna do for your shoes. If you want shoes, you don't have to have shoes, especially if you have thick pants. You don't have to have shoes because they probably won't show. You can figure out, or like brainstorm or sketch, what you're gonna do for the top here, because you have to fit it on somehow. Okay, good luck.